Uttamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanitraya Namaste Pankajangriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. We are reading Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 8, text number 17. So all the different personalities are offering different gifts to Mata Lakshmi or Mata Rama as she has appeared from the ocean, and everyone is giving her wonderful presents. So let's read what happens next. This is Canto 8, Chapter 8, text number 17. Tataha kritva swastiyayan nutpalasrajam nadad videfam parigrihaya panini chachalavaktam sukapola kundalam savrida asam dadati sushobhanam. Translation as purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thereafter, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, having been properly celebrated with an auspicious ritualistic ceremony, began moving about, holding in her hand a garland of lotus flowers, which were surrounded by humming bumblebees. Smiling with shyness, her cheeks decorated by her earrings, she looked extremely beautiful. Purport: the goddess of fortune, Mother Lakshmi, accepted the ocean of milk as her father, but she perpetually rests on the bosom of Narayana. She offers benedictions even to Lord Brahma and other living entities in this material world, yet she is transcendental to all material qualities. Although she appeared to have been born of the ocean of milk, she immediately restored to her eternal place on the bosom of Narayana. So she is carrying a beautiful garland of flowers surrounded by bumblebees, and after all that ceremony, all the gifts were given. Now she's looking for a suitable husband. So who will be that? So she is walking around with a garland of flowers and extreme beauty. Who can be more beautiful than the goddess of fortune? And ultimately, all the female counterparts come ultimately from Radha, Sri Radhika, and we know that how Srimati Radhika's beauty surpasses Krishna's beauty, who is all beautiful. So there is no match to her beauty and her every aspect. So any other comments or questions anyone has? Any additions in this text? Okay, we can move on to the next verse then. Text number 18. Would someone like to read who has not read yesterday? Umesh Prabhu, did you read?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to everyone. Text number 18. Stana dviyam chati kusho dari samam nirantaram chandana kumkumo kumkumokshitam tato nupura valgu sinjitir visar Visarpati Hema Hema Leteva Sa Bhagav. Translation: her two breasts, which were symmetrical and nicely situated, were covered with the sandalwood pulp and kumkum powder, and her waist was very thin. As she walked here and there, her ankle bells jiggling softly, she appeared like a clipper of gold. Hare Krishna, back to you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So it's interesting that Shukdev Goswami is Virakta Churamani. He is the crest jewel of the renunciates, and he is describing these wonderful characteristics and features of Mata Lakshmi, which shows that these are not material. He is not a materialistic meditating upon these beauty of Mata Lakshmi. Ravana was meditating upon the beauty of Mata Sita to enjoy. We discussed this example. But when great souls, they are not under the grip of material energy, meditating upon the beautiful form of the Lord, or describing the beautiful form of the Lord, or Mata Lakshmi, or his devotees. We know the famous story of how Shukdev Goswami was when he was born out of the mother's womb at the age of almost 13 years. He was dressed in directions only, and then some women were taking bath, and he was not at all disturbed. And his father Yasdev was passing by, and then they all covered their body. We have heard that story. So in short, this description is not some mundane description by some mundane person. This is by the transcendental, the crest jewel of all transcendentalists, Shukdev Goswami, describing about Mata Lakshmi. Even in the 10th canto, we see that how Shukdev Goswami describes about Mata Yashoda also. And over there also it's mentioned that if one meditates in a pure way about the beautiful form of Mata Yashoda, will develop the same love as Mata Yashoda has for Krishna. So materialists also meditate on woman's body, which leads to degradation, which leads to more caught up in this cycle of birth and death. But this meditation is not like Ravana meditating. This is unalloyed, transcendental, and completely spiritual. As we also, His Grace Bhadra Prabhu also discussed some of those pastimes a couple of days back about how Krishna stole the clothes of the gopis. So all those are very, very transcendental pastimes. Any other additions, comments anyone has? Okay, let's see what happens. Text 19. Who would like to read? Who is not yet read? Yes, Kashish Mataji. And then Moksha Mataji can read after her.
Hare Krishna, Tanvat Pranam to all devotees. Text 19. Vilokayanti niravatyatmanah padam dhruvam chavya abhichari satgunam gandharva siddha suraya charana traipishta peyadishu nanva vindata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. While walking among the Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, Siddhas, Charanas, and denizens of heaven, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, was scrutinizingly examining them, but she could not find anyone naturally endowed with all good qualities. None of them was devoid of faults, and therefore she could not take shelter of any of them. Purport. The goddess of fortune Lakshmi Devi, having been generated from the ocean of milk, was the daughter of the ocean. Thus she was allowed to select her own husband in a Swayamvara ceremony. She examined every one of the candidates, but she could not find anyone suitably qualified to be her shelter. In other words, Narayana, the natural husband of Lakshmi, cannot be superseded by anyone in this material world. Hare Krishna. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Very, very straightforward. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So she is moving around, and in this Manthana, everyone is present practically. The great demigods are present, the Yakshas, Gandharvas, and Asuras, and Siddhas, and Charanas. Everyone is present. Some on this side, some on that side. So everyone was attracted to her, but she was not attracted to all of these personalities. Because none of them was devoid of faults. That means, except for Lord Vishnu or Lord Narayana, no one is infallible. And therefore, the word Achyuta is used for Lord Krishna or Lord Narayana or Lord Vishnu. He is infallible. Rest all are Chuta. We see that in the pastime, even Indra falling, it's in certain episodes, even Brahma, etc. Of course, those are lessons. But the point is that no one is comparable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what Prabhupada is mentioning, that the qualities of Lord Narayana cannot be superseded by anyone in this material world. He is the Param Bhagavan. Ikkale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. Rest everyone is their servant, his servant. Yare yache nachai se tache kare nitya. As he makes them dance, they dance to the tunes of the Supreme Lord. So she couldn't find anyone worthy of taking shelter. Should we move on? Any other comments, additions, anyone? Okay, let's read the next one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Dhanvat Pranam. Nunam tapo yasya na mayu nijaryo jnanam kvachit tachat na sangvarjitam kasri maha tasya na kam nirjanya sa ishvara kim karto vyapashraya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The goddess of fortune, examining the assembly, thought in this way: someone who has undergone great austerity has not yet conquered anger. Someone possesses knowledge, but he has not conquered material desires. Someone is very great personality, but he cannot conquer lusty desires. Even a great personality depends on something else. How then can he be the supreme controller? Purport: here is the attempt to find the supreme controller or Ishvara. Everyone may be accepted as a Ishvara or controller, but still such controllers are controlled by others. For example, one may have undergone severe austerities but still be under the control of anger. By the scrutinizing analysis, we find that everyone is controlled by something else. No one therefore can be the true controller but the Supreme Personality of Godhead Kṛṣṇa. This is supported by the sutras Ishvara Paramaha Krishna, Brahma Samhita 5.1. The Supreme Controller is Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is never controlled by anyone, for he is the controller of everyone. Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we discussed this verse as well, that everyone had some or the other shortcoming. There is a famous story in this regard that Alexander the Great, he wanted to meet a sadhu in Vrindavan. And the sadhu said, well, I don't want to meet. I'm happy here. And the Alexander got very angry. Well, how dare can someone say no? I'll chop him off. And then he came there in a very angry mood and said, who's that person who said no to my request? And the person said, okay, welcome. O servant of my servant, kindly have a seat. And then he was taken aback. Servant of my servant? So how can I be the servant of the servant? You're not teaching Bhagavad Gita here. Das, 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 anudas. So, and then this sadhu replied that I have controlled anger by my tapasya, by my bhakti. And you were controlled by anger because of your selfish desires to rule over the world. Ahamkara vimūಢātmā kartaham iti manyate. So because you are controlled by anger and I have controlled anger, so in short, you are the servant of my servant. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning here, that someone may have, controllership over something. Little controller, Ishvara. Ishvara means controller. Someone may have a lot of money, right? But they may have a lot of greed along with it. They may have a lot of anger along with it, or a lot of other shortcomings. Someone may have a lot of beauty, but they may have other shortcomings. Someone may have a lot of intelligence, but they may have other shortcomings. So this is also true for the demigods. This is also true for the demons. So that's what the translation also says, that someone may possess knowledge, but is not conquered the material desires. Right? His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was explaining that even Indra, the famous story of how Brihaspati, when he came and Indra was busy enjoying the comforts of celestial planets and forgot to offer obeisance to his spiritual master. And as a result, he fell down. But also, Maharaj was explaining that it's okay. If the disciple didn't offer one time obeisance, why to be so much angry? Right? Okay, the disciple did aparadh, but Guru, the Vaishnava, never considered that someone disrespected me or someone. And devotee forgives someone before one commits an aparadh or an offense. But Brihaspati also took it a little seriously, that point. So in short, the point was that that something is missing amongst the tiny Ishwaras, the tiny controllers. They are not Param Ishvara. Param Ishvara is Bhagwan Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the master of all the masters. He is the Sarva Karana Karana. He is the Ishvara Parama Krishna. So, multiple verses are there which prove this point that how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maya Adhyakshina Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. I am the controller of upper and the lower and the middle, everything. Under my direction, everything is moving. So, that Krishna says in multiple verses. So, in short, he is the supreme controller. Rest everyone has some shortcomings, although they are little controllers, but not the complete controller. Any other comments, additions? Okay, Jyoti Mataji wants to read. Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams to all the assembled devotees. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 12. Dharmaha kvachit tatra na bhuta sauhridam. Tyagaha kvachit tatra na mukti karanam. Viryam na pumso tyaja vega nishkritam. Nahi dvitiyo guna sangha varjitaha. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhaya Charana Ravinda Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Someone may possess full knowledge of religion, but still not be kind to all living entities. In someone, whether human or demigod, there may be renunciation, but that is not the cause of liberation. Someone may possess great power and yet be unable to check the power of eternal time. Someone else may have renounced attachment to the material world, yet he cannot compare to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, no one is completely freed from the influence of the material modes of nature. Purport. The statement dharma kvachit tatra na bhuta sauhridam is very important in this verse. We actually see that there are many Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, and religionists of other cults who adhere to their religious principles very nicely, but are not equal to all living entities. Indeed, although they profess to be very religious, they kill poor animals. Such religion has no meaning. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, second chapter, 8th verse says, Dharma shvanishtitha pumsam vishvakshena kathasu yaha notpadayedyadi ratim shrama eva hi kevalam. One may be very expert in following the religious principles of his own sect, but if he has no tendency to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his observance of religious principles is simply a waste of time. One must develop a sense of loving Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. The sign of a devotee is that he is a friend of everyone. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. A devotee will never allow a poor animal to be killed in the name of religion. This is the difference between superficially religious person and a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And there's little more, sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. We find that there have been many great heroes in history, but they could not escape from the cruel hands of death. Even the greatest hero cannot escape from the ruling power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead when Kṛṣṇa comes as death. That is described by Kṛṣṇa himself, Mrityu Sarvaharas Chaham. The Lord appearing as death takes away a hero's so-called power. Even Hiranyakashipu could not be saved when Narasimhadev appeared before him as death. One's material strength is nothing before the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is in continuation with the previous verse that yes, some good quality is there, but it is also mixed with bad quality. And in the Bhagavad Subodhini, there is a very nice table which I have shared with all of you. So this is text 20 and 21. So in 20, and there are examples probably from the commentary of the Acharyas. So if we go in the text number 20, Mother Lakshmi is mentioning, well, some have austerity, but they have anger also. Not very good. You know the famous example of Durvasa Muni, that how he cursed. This whole story started with the curse of Durvasa Muni only. When he cursed Indra that he will lose because he gave the garland to Indra, and Indra lost everything. And also we have known that Durvasa Muni, being the partial incarnation of Lord Shiva, gets angry fast and gets pleased also fast. Knowledge and material attachments. Brihaspati, this defect is their material attachment to get respect from his followers is also material. Brahma is very, very great, but lusty desires. Of course, all these are great lessons. Indra is a good quality, is a good manager, good controller, but depends on others. You know the famous story of Govardhan, that how Kṛṣṇa taught Indra a lesson. Ek baar मान इंद्र कुमारियो नख ऊपर गोवर्धन धारियो नाम पड़ेयो गिरिधारी Radhe Sham Sham Sham. So he was very, very dependent on the respect given by others. Shukracharya, very religious but not friendly to the jivas. Daksha is a good quality of renunciation, no liberation. Shambha and Nishambha, strength but defeated by time. And the four Kumaras, freed from modes but not suitable companion because they are little boys, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, wandering in without clothes. So all these examples are given from the commentary, I believe. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a doubt. Maybe you would have discussed this before, but because I was not regular in the past week, this is there in my... the entire Samudra Manthan started from the Durvasa Muni giving a garland from Goddess Lakshmi to King Indra. Right, Prabhuji, if I'm... So, my question is, now Goddess Lakshmi appears from the milk ocean while churning. So how do we understand this? Like the Leela started with Goddess Lakshmi offering the garland, and then Durvasa Muni giving that garland to Indra. And then while churning the ocean, we again have Goddess Lakshmi. And similarly, there are other items like Ucheshrava and also appearing. So
yeah, we discussed that point, and because as you said, it's coming in multiple aspects. It's like basically, appearance. If the sun is appearing It's not that the sun is born. Same as the Lakshmi ji is appearing. It doesn't mean that until this point she was not present and with her eternal consort Narayana on her chest. Similarly, Kaustuba jewel appears here. It's not that before Lord Vishnu didn't wear Kaustuba jewel, or until this point, because Airavat appears from here, and we read over there that Airavat trampled over the garland, as you said. So it's one way to understand is it's cyclical, and it's cyclical in the sense that, and then the other ways to understand is that it is appearance. It is not the birth of that. Yeah, these are the 2 points which are coming to my mind. Like the example of sun, it's appearing, it's not born. Does that make sense? And then we have to understand that we cannot understand. One person who asked his own list, of course, I was hearing these lectures, so Maharaj was telling that someone asked him a question, महाराज जी ये दूध तो गाय से लिया बट घी कहाँ से लेकर आए? क्या गाय ने घी दिया या और दही क्या गाय ने दही दिया? वो दही बनाने में तो टाइम लगता है, तो घी बनाने में it takes time to make milk, milk to yogurt and then butter and ghee, right? Churning. So I just said, whether the cow gave ghee or directly or they made, but somehow they arranged for it. So in short, we can only understand through our minute, infinite, simple intelligence, these infinite pastimes of the Supreme Lord. If anyone wants to add or share any other comments, feel free, please.
Hare
Krishna Prabhu, I would like to add something in this regard. Like as we are saying that Lakshmi ji is serving the Lord in the Vaikuntha at Golok Vrindavana. So she is present in multiple locations. So as Mataji said that Durvasa took the garland from Lakshmi and given to the Indra. So that could be the different Lakshmi, and the Lakshmi is coming like appearing from the Samudra Manthana. That could be the different Lakshmi. Means one Lakshmi but different form of the Lakshmi.
Forms. Yes, that's a valid point.
Thank
And
you,
that's the way we discussed that point, that when the Ajita was churning, the demigods were showering flowers. And we discussed that point, that well, how come the demigods were showering flowers on the top and they were standing beside Lord Ajita? So we discussed that point, yes, that these great personalities, what to speak of Mata Lakshmi, even great personalities like Indra, and here probably Airavat, probably Uchishra also, they are present in multiple places, in multiple forms, because they are not ordinary personalities, they are very special. It's a very good point.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to add to that?
I have a question, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
See look at the disqualification here for the great personality, okay? Brahma, Indra, and you just showed on the screen. So this material desire, lust desire, and anger. So these personalities are still be the great personalities, but what about the people like us, where we are going? So that means it doesn't matter what you do, because these are the things will be exist in this material world. So it's going to be a plus minus zero back to square.
Sorry, I didn't get the last line.
Now I'm saying that the general people is not going to be get accepted by the goddess or maybe supreme personality to be Godhead, because these are the quality that exists everywhere basically in the material world. So that means even if you do the some kind of the bhakti or all those things and having these desires in your mind where we are leading, so that means plus or minus, is it plus minus is equal to zero, we are coming back to square. Is that is the understanding?
No, actually. So first of all, she's selecting a suitable husband. So devotees don't aspire to become the husband of Lakshmi, or they aspire to become the children of Lakshmi. So in that way, Mata Sita, Mata Sri Radhika, Mata Lakshmi are very, very merciful. Krishna is a tough father, but Sri Radhika is merciful mother. She will certainly accept if we call out, even though we may have a lot of shortcomings. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya has come together in the both Radha Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. So therefore, we approach Mother Sita, Mother Radhika, Mother Lakshmi. So right now she is selecting the husband. So and of course these are all transcendental pastimes also. So in that way she will accept us as a child, and she will bring us closer to Krishna. She will help us. She will guide us. Therefore we chant in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare is Sri Radhika. It starts with calling out to Mother Radhika. Please accept us. Yes, I have a lot of shortcomings. Yes, I don't deserve to I don't have any good qualities. But she will help us to uplift, to purify ourselves, to improve. Right? If the child is dirty, will the mother ignore the child? Hey, you are full of stool. I'll not touch you. Mother will take the child, the mother will clean the child. The father is harsh. The father will say, hey, call the wife. Hey, please take care of him. Too full of bad stuff. Smelling. His diapers are full of stool and urine. And the mother will come. And the mother will clean the baby. And the mother will put nice powder and whatever, some fragrance, and then the mother will hand it over to the father. So yes, the mother is accepting the baby who is full of stool. The stool here means bad qualities. If the child cries out, so that crying, as Prabhupada said, the crying of a child is like the crying of a soul to the Supreme Lord. So, does that help, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I understand that. And also my question was not in that view that she is choosing the husband. As a general also in Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Krishna also says that even if you don't control your anger, you will be going nowhere basically. And what I'm trying to tell you that, yes, when we study this scripture, when we are chanting, that 1 hour looks very good. We are in the sattvic mode. But then the real test comes to when we deal with this material world. And that's where I'm thinking sometimes, we may show that, oh, I'm very nice guy, very regularly coming. But believe me, it is really difficult in the material world dealing with the continuously this kind of the goodness mode actually.
You have to try. We're all trying. When we make mistakes, when we come under the grip of lower modes like lust, anger, greed, then we realize, Krishna, I made a mistake. I expressed anger. I should have not done so. I am not a pure devotee yet. Please give me strength. I cannot overcome on this own, although I'm trying, but you please help me out. So that should make us more humble, and that should make us more to take more sincere shelter of the Supreme Lord. Our shortcomings should be like stepping stones. They should not discourage that, there is no hope. It's all, we asked this question to senior devotees. So these shortcomings, our desire, we want to do the right thing, but somehow because of the past conditioning or whatever association or whatever, we are caught up in the bad modes, then that should help us to act like a catapult or like a spring action. When we go down, like compressed spring, we should try to jump further up and pray more sincerely. Don't lose hope. There is hope for everyone. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. I'm repeating for myself. We should not become hopeless. We should become helpless. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you very much.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, I just want to say something. We have not seen Krishna, we have not seen Radharani. We just have that faith. And what is that faith which drives us? We have seen Srila Prabhupada. I feel that faith that Srila Prabhupada had, that you chant 16 rounds every day, and you have faith that you will come back to Godhead. We cannot come out of these modes because we are just tiny humans. When, as Prabhuji said, that even gods and Brahmas cannot come out of it. So we cannot even try. But if we sincerely chant and we have that faith, that in that last lecture of Her Grace Nayani Mataji, she said she was so confident, no, that 16 rounds chanting every day is your return ticket to Godhead. That faith that senior disciples show, that because they have felt it. So I think Srila Prabhupada was this is a living example that keeps giving us strength, that just chant and Krishna will be merciful on you. This is how I feel. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. That's a very important point. Seeing through the eyes of our Guru. Yes, very nice. Yes, Swati Mataji, you were saying something.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam. I just wanted to add to what you explained, you and Mataji explained to the previous question which Mataji asked.
Please.
In that case, we see that after the demigods were cursed, and when they were cursed, they had actually lost all the wealth and all the opulence that they had. So the Lord actually planned for this Samudra Manthan to happen so that the demigods actually, again, they can regain all their wealth and opulence also. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very nice. You want to read the next verse, Swati Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 22. Kvachit chirayurnahi shila mangalam kvachit tadapi astina vidyam ayushaha yatru bhayam kutra chasu api amangalaha Sumangala Kṛṣṇa na Kaṅśate hi mam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Someone may have longevity but not have auspiciousness or good behavior. Someone may have both auspiciousness and good behavior, but the duration of his life is not fixed. Although such demigods as Lord Shiva have eternal life, they have inauspicious habits like living in cementorium, and even if others are well qualified in all respects, they are not devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So again, this is in the same theme as the previous two verses. Someone may have longevity but not auspicious behavior, referring to Bali Maharaj here, who was the enemy of Indra. And someone may have auspiciousness, but the duration of life is not much, referring to humans here. Humans have a short life compared to the upper people in upper planets. And then someone may have auspiciousness and long life, but their habits, like Lord Shiva, putting ashes all over the body, living in crematoriums. So, in short, this pastime continues with how Lakshmi Ji is trying to find a suitable husband, and guess what? Eventually, she'll reach to her eternal consort. But yeah, at this point, she's rejecting all the other demigods, demons, etc. So I guess it's already 48. Any other comments or questions before we pause for today? Okay, so we can pause now. We'll continue tomorrow with this next verse. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Samudra Manthan Leela ki jai, Lakshmi Devi ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavrindi ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.